Hello, and welcome back to Road TRIpVIA. This is episode number 456. The category today will be Groovy 70's movies. This is a 21-question trivia quiz about actors, movies, titles, plots, anything having to do with movies made between 1970 and 1979. Good luck on today's quiz. Question 1. In it, a factory owner gives Charlie and 4 other children a chance to win a lifetime supply of sweets. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a 1971 American musical fantasy film directed by Mel Stewart and starring what actor as Willy Wonka? The answer is Gene Wilder. Question 2. The story follows a young, engaged couple whose car breaks down in the rain near a castle where they seek a telephone to call for help. They discover the head of the house is Dr. Frank N. Furter, an apparently mad scientist in what 1975 musical? Dr. Frankenfurter is from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Question 3. If the storyline sounds familiar, it's because the film has been done 4 times since 1937. What is the title of the 1976 movie about a rock star on the decline who meets a singer on the rise, and as her fame grows, his career continues to spiral downward? That movie is A Star is Born. Question 4. In 1976's Taxi Driver, Travis, played by what famous actor, is an ex-Marine and Vietnam veteran who works as a taxi driver in New York City, and one day he is driven to save an underage prostitute from her pimp in an effort to clean up the city of its corruption? The answer is Robert De Niro. Question 5. A follow-up to the 1974 film Murder on the Orient Express, what was the title of the 1978 British mystery film based on Agatha Christie's 1937 novel of the same name? That movie was called Death on the Nile. Question 6. 4 urban men bound for wilderness go on a weekend canoeing trip down on a river in the Georgia backcountry, where they face their worst nightmares in what 1972 movie starring Burt Reynolds and Jon Voight? That movie was called Deliverance. Question 7. Navin Johnson believes he was born a poor black child in Mississippi. What is the title of the 1979 Steve Martin movie where, after landing a job at a gas station, Navin is excited to discover his name printed in the new phone book? The answer is The Jerk. Question 8. Written by and starring Sylvester Stallone, what 1976 American sports drama film won the Academy Award for Best Picture and tells a rags-to-riches story of the American dream? The answer is Rocky. Question 9. Their first feature-length film, what is the title of the 1978 American buddy stoner comedy film starring Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong about a pair of friends who compete in a rock band contest where they perform the raucous tune, Earache My Eye? Their first movie was called Up in Smoke. Question 10. On the last day of summer vacation in 1962, friends cruise the streets of small-town California while a mysterious disc jockey spins classic rock and roll tunes in what 1973 movie that has one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time? The answer is American Graffiti. Question 11. Considered by many to be one of the greatest films ever made and winner of the 5 major Academy Awards, what 1975 film stars Jack Nicholson as Randall McMurphy, a new patient at a mental institution? The answer is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Question 12. In the 1978 version of Superman, Marlon Brando plays Jor-El, the real father of Superman, and Gene Hackman plays Lex Luthor, Superman's nemesis. What popular actor played the title role of Superman? The answer is Christopher Reeves. Question 13. In what 1974 Mel Brooks movie does a corrupt politician in the Wild West need to evict an entire town to make room for a new railroad? So in order to accomplish this, he makes the governor appoint the town's first African-American sheriff. That movie was called Blazing Saddles. Question 14. Written and directed by Steven Spielberg, what 1977 American science fiction film tells the story of Roy Neary, an everyday blue-collar worker in Indiana, whose life changes after an encounter with an unidentified flying object? The answer is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Question 15. Starting with Diamonds Are Forever in 1971 and ending with Moonraker in 1979, there were 5 James Bond movies released in the 70s. Who were the only 2 actors that decade to play 007? The answer is Sean Connery and Roger Moore. Question 16. Alex, a psychopathic delinquent, is imprisoned for serious crimes, and in order to reduce his sentence, he volunteers for an experimental therapy conducted by the government. But it goes askew in what 1971 movie directed by Stanley Kubrick? The answer is A Clockwork Orange. Question 17. A police chief, a marine scientist, and a fisherman spring into action after an aquatic animal terrorizes the inhabitants of the quiet island of Amity in what 1975 Steven Spielberg movie? The answer is Jaws. Question 18. In what 1979 American epic psychological war film, directed and produced by Francis Ford Coppola, does Robert Duvall's character famously say, "I love the smell of napalm in the morning"? The answer is Apocalypse Now. Question 19. When a 12-year-old girl is possessed by a mysterious entity, her mother seeks the help of two priests to save her in what 1973 scary movie classic starring Linda Blair and Max von Sydow? The answer is The Exorcist. Question 20. The story follows a former NFL player, played by Burt Reynolds, recruiting a group of prisoners to play in a high-stakes game of football against their guards in what 1974 American prison sports comedy? The answer is The Longest Yard. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Road TRIpVIA. If you have not yet submitted your entry for the Road TRIpVIA Intro Challenge next month, you're running out of time to do it. Email me a clip, 20 seconds long, introducing yourself if you want, and say, "Welcome to Road TRIpVIA, the once-a-day Road Trip Trivia Quiz." Just email that to us at roadtripvia@gmail.com. We just got another one today. We've got a handful, but not very many. We can have up to 26. So if you want to have really good odds of winning the $170 prize, you need to get that in as soon as possible. I think that's it. Here is question 21, the tiebreaker for today. With the help of a smooth-talking tomcat, a family of Parisian felines set to inherit a fortune from their owner try to make it back home after a jealous butler kidnaps them and leaves them in the country in what 1970 Disney animated film? The 1970 Disney animated film about cats was called The Aristocats. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.